Hello, and welcome back to our daily English talk.
Hi, everyone. We're so happy you're here today.
If you're new here, please click that subscribe button and like this video.
I'm Emma.
And I'm Roy. Didn't you know this is a place to practice listening and speaking with simple, real English?
Please help us by liking this video and subscribing. It means a lot to us.
Today feels a little more serious, but still very calm and friendly. I imagine us sitting together in a quiet room, maybe at a table with some notes. There is no pressure in the air. This feels like a safe place to talk about job interviews.
I feel that calm seriousness too, Roy, and it feels supportive instead of stressful. Job interviews can feel scary for many learners, but talking about them slowly and gently can reduce that fear. I want listeners to feel safe and encouraged right now.
Today's topic is learning English for job interviews. This is a very important topic for many beginners. Job interviews are real-life situations where English matters, but they do not need to feel overwhelming when we break them down gently.
Yes, interviews can feel big and serious, but they are also just conversations. They are conversations with a purpose. When learners remember this, their shoulders relax a little. English feels more manageable that way.
Emma, when you think about job interviews in English, what feeling comes to you first? For me, it is nervousness, but also hope. There is pressure, but there is also opportunity. That mix of feelings feels very human.
I feel that mix too when I think about interviews. There's excitement and fear at the same time. I think many learners feel this way. Knowing that these feelings are normal can already bring comfort.
Feeling nervous does not mean you are not ready. It means you care. Interviews often make people nervous in any language. English learners are not alone in this feeling. That is important to remember.
I agree completely. Even native speakers feel nervous before interviews. Nervousness is part of the experience. What matters is how gently you handle it. Calm practice can help a lot.
In job interviews, there are some common questions that many people hear. These questions are often simple, but they feel big because of the situation. Practicing them slowly can make them feel familiar. Familiar things feel less scary.
Familiarity is very powerful for confidence. When you hear the same question many times, your body reacts more calmly. Your mind knows what to expect. That calm feeling helps your English come out more clearly.
Today, we will not rush into answering questions quickly. We will first talk about the feeling of an interview, the room, the moment, and the experience. Understanding the situation helps your mind feel prepared.
Preparing your feelings is just as important as preparing words. When your feelings are calm, your words follow more easily. This is especially true in interviews. Calmness supports clarity.
I imagine walking into an interview room slowly. I imagine sitting down and taking a small breath. That first moment sets the tone. If you start calmly, everything feels a little easier.
That first breath is very important. It gives your body a signal to relax. Even one slow breath can change how you feel. Beginners can practice this before speaking.
In interviews, people often start with simple questions. They want to know who you are. These questions are not meant to trap you. They are meant to open conversation.
Opening questions are a chance to settle into the conversation. You do not need perfect answers. You only need clear and honest ones. Simple English works very well here.
Many learners think they need advanced English for interviews, but that is not always true. Clear, simple sentences are often better than long, complex ones. Interviewers want understanding, not perfection.
That is such an important idea. When you try to use very difficult words, your mind becomes tense. When you use simple words, your voice sounds steadier. Steady voices sound confident.
Confidence in interviews comes from preparation and self-kindness. You do not need to impress with big words. You need to communicate your experience calmly. English is a tool, not a test.
I really like that way of thinking. English supports your story. It does not replace who you are. Your skills and experience matter most. English is just the bridge.
Right now, listeners can imagine themselves sitting in an interview chair. You are sitting straight but relaxed. Your hands rest calmly. This image can help reduce fear. Visualization is a gentle form of practice.
Imagining success calmly helps the body remember that feeling. Later, in a real interview, your body may remember that calm. This can make speaking feel easier.
I want listeners to know that making mistakes in an interview does not mean failure. Interviewers often care more about effort and honesty. Continuing calmly after a mistake shows strength.
Continuing after a mistake is a very important skill. You do not need to stop or apologize many times. You can simply continue. That calm continuation feels professional and confident.
In this series, we will practice common interview questions slowly. We will focus on clear structure and calm delivery. There is no rush and no judgment here. This is a safe practice space.
I hope listeners feel that safety. You can listen, repeat quietly, or just relax. Every way of listening is valid. You are preparing more than you realize.
Interviews are moments where you speak about yourself. That can feel uncomfortable, but it's also a chance to share your journey. Talking about yourself can be learned gently.
Learning to talk about yourself in English takes time. Be patient with yourself. You are allowed to grow into it slowly. Confidence comes with gentle repetition.
As we finish this first part, I want listeners to feel calmer than when we started. Interviews do not need to feel terrifying. With slow practice, they can feel manageable.
Thank you for being here and listening so carefully. Take a slow breath and relax your shoulders. In the next part, we will begin practicing common interview questions together.
As we continue into this part, I still feel that calm and focused atmosphere around us. It feels like we are settling into the interview space more comfortably now. The first nervous moment has passed. This feels like a good time to gently practice common interview questions.
I feel that comfort too, Roy, and it makes me feel supported. When practice feels calm, learning feels easier. We are not trying to perform perfectly. We are simply getting familiar with the questions and the feeling of answering them.
In many job interviews, one of the first questions is about yourself. This question sounds simple, but it can feel big. People often wonder how much to say. The good news is that simple and clear answers are enough.
Yes, this first question is usually just a warm-up. The interviewer wants to understand who you are. They are not looking for a long story. Speaking calmly and clearly is more important than speaking a lot.
When answering questions about yourself, it helps to start slowly. You can begin with your name or your current role. This gentle start gives your mind time to relax. It helps your voice sound steady.
That steady voice makes a big difference. When your voice is calm, you feel more confident inside. Even short sentences can sound strong when they are spoken calmly. This is very helpful for beginners.
Another common question in interviews is about your experience. This question can feel stressful if you think you need to explain everything, but you do not need to share every detail. You can focus on what feels most important.
Choosing what to share helps you stay in control. You are allowed to guide the conversation gently. Sharing one or two clear points is often enough. This makes answering feel more manageable.
When talking about experience, I like to imagine explaining my work to a friend. I use simple words and clear examples. I do not try to sound impressive. I try to sound honest and understandable.
That friendly explanation style works very well in interviews. Interviewers want to understand you, not test difficult language. When you speak naturally, your answers feel more real and trustworthy.
Sometimes interviewers ask about strengths. This can feel uncomfortable for beginners. Talking about yourself in a positive way can feel strange, but you can speak gently and simply without exaggeration.
Speaking gently about strengths feels respectful to yourself. You do not need big or dramatic words. You can talk about something you do well in a calm way. That kind of honesty sounds confident.
It is also common to hear questions about challenges or difficulties. These questions are not meant to make you look bad. They help interviewers understand how you handle situations. Calm answers are very important here.
Staying calm with these questions shows maturity. You can speak about learning and improvement. You do not need to focus on mistakes. You can focus on what you learned. That feels positive and professional.
When answering any interview question, pauses are your friend. You are allowed to think before speaking. Taking a short pause shows thoughtfulness. It is not a sign of weakness.
Pauses give your brain time to organize words. They also help your breathing stay slow. Slow breathing supports clear speech. Beginners should feel comfortable using pauses.
I also want to mention listening carefully to the full question. Sometimes people start answering before the question finishes. Listening fully helps you answer more accurately and calmly.
That careful listening reduces mistakes and stress. When you understand the question clearly, your answer feels easier. You feel more in control of the conversation.
Interview answers do not need perfect grammar. They need clarity. If the interviewer understands you, your English is working. This is a very important idea for learners to remember.
Yes, understanding is the main goal. Do not stop yourself because of small errors. Continuing calmly shows confidence. Interviewers often respect that calm continuation.
Another helpful habit is speaking at a comfortable speed. Speaking too fast can increase stress. Speaking slowly helps you stay clear. It also helps the interviewer understand you better.
Slow speech feels professional and confident. It gives weight to your words. Beginners often sound more confident when they slow down. There is no need to rush.
While practicing, it is helpful to imagine the interviewer as a friendly listener. This mental image can reduce fear. It reminds you that the interview is a human conversation.
Seeing the interviewer as a human changes everything. You are not being judged as a person, you are being listened to. That feeling makes speaking feel safer.
Right now, listeners can imagine answering one simple interview question calmly. You do not need to speak out loud. Just imagine your voice being steady and clear. This visualization is gentle practice.
Imagining calm success helps your body remember that feeling. Later, in real interviews, that memory can support you. Practice does not always need to be loud to be effective.
As we finish this part, I hope listeners feel that interview questions are not scary questions. They are invitations to share. With calm practice, these invitations feel easier to accept.
I hope listeners feel encouraged and supported. You are learning step by step. In the next part, we will talk more about answering questions with confidence and handling difficult moments gently. Please stay with us and continue practicing calmly.
As we move into this part, I feel that the interview space feels more familiar now. It is like we have been sitting here for a while and the tension has softened. Our breathing feels slower and our thoughts feel clearer. This is a good moment to talk about confidence during answers.
I feel that softness too, Roy, and it makes me feel supported. When the feeling becomes familiar, fear becomes quieter. Confidence often grows when things feel known and predictable. Practicing like this helps create that feeling.
In interviews, confidence does not mean speaking fast or using difficult words. It means staying calm and continuing even when you feel unsure. Many beginners think confidence must look strong. but real confidence can look gentle and steady.
I really like that idea of gentle confidence. Gentle confidence feels honest and human. It allows small pauses and simple language. Interviewers often respond well to that kind of calm presence.
Sometimes, during an interview, a question feels difficult or unexpected. When that happens, it is normal for your mind to slow down. You might feel your heartbeat a little faster. This moment does not mean you are failing.
Yes, difficult questions happen to everyone. Even experienced people feel that pause inside. What matters is how you handle that pause. Staying calm and breathing slowly helps your thoughts return.
When I face a difficult question, I remind myself that I do not need a perfect answer. I only need a clear and honest one. This reminder helps my shoulders relax. It gives me permission to speak simply.
Giving yourself permission is very important. You are not required to impress anyone with complex answers. You are allowed to speak at your level. That honesty often sounds confident and professional.
Another common situation in interviews is when you do not understand a question clearly. This can feel scary for English learners, but it is okay to take a moment and stay calm. Not understanding immediately is normal.
I want learners to remember that it is okay to ask for clarification. Asking gently shows responsibility, not weakness. It shows that you want to understand correctly. That is a positive quality in interviews.
When asking for clarification, your tone matters more than your words. A calm and polite tone helps the situation feel natural. You do not need to apologize many times. One calm request is enough.
Keeping requests simple reduces stress. Long explanations can increase nervousness. Short and clear requests help you stay focused. This makes it easier to return to answering the question.
Sometimes interviewers also ask questions about the future. These questions are about plans or hopes. You do not need to have everything decided. You can talk about direction instead of certainty.
Talking about direction feels much lighter. You can share what you are interested in learning or improving. This shows motivation without pressure. Simple future talk is enough for beginners.
Another important part of interviews is body language. Sitting straight but relaxed helps your breathing. Gentle eye contact helps connection. These physical habits support your spoken English.
Body language and voice work together. When your body feels calm, your voice follows. Even if your words are simple, calm body language makes you sound confident and professional.
I also want to talk about mistakes again, because many learners worry about them. If you make a small language mistake, it is usually okay to continue. Stopping completely can increase stress.
Continuing calmly after a mistake shows resilience. Interviewers often notice how you recover, not the mistake itself. Calm recovery sends a positive message. It shows confidence and adaptability.
During interviews, silence can feel very long to learners, but silence is usually shorter than it feels. A short pause is natural and expected. It gives you space to think clearly.
Pauses can actually make answers sound thoughtful. They show that you are considering the question. Beginners should not fear silence. Silence can support better answers.
Practicing answers out loud before an interview can help, but it is also okay to practice quietly. Imagining yourself answering calmly builds familiarity. Familiarity reduces fear.
Quiet practice still trains the brain. Your mind learns patterns and structure. Later, when you speak, those patterns appear naturally. This is very helpful for interview preparation.
I want listeners to remember that interviews are not tests of perfection. They are conversations about fit and communication. Your English only needs to be clear enough to share who you are.
That idea can change how learners feel completely. When you stop trying to be perfect, you become more present. Presence helps your English sound more natural and confident.
Right now, listeners can imagine answering a difficult question calmly. You pause, breathe, and speak slowly. You finish your answer and feel relief. This visualization helps prepare your body.
Visualizing calm success builds confidence quietly. Your body learns that interviews can feel manageable. That memory can support you when the real moment comes.
In the final part, we will talk about ending interviews and leaving a positive impression. Please stay with us and continue listening calmly. As we arrive at the final part of our conversation, I feel a quiet sense of calm and readiness. It feels like we have walked through the interview step by step together. The room feels familiar now, not intimidating. This feels like a good moment to talk about ending an interview well.
I feel that calm readiness too, Roy, and it feels reassuring. The end of an interview can feel just as important as the beginning. Ending calmly helps leave a good feeling behind. I want listeners to feel confident about this part as well.
When an interview starts to come to an end, the atmosphere often changes slightly. The questions slow down, and the conversation feels lighter. This is a natural sign that the interview is closing. Noticing this helps you prepare emotionally.
Yes, that lighter feeling is very common. When you notice it, you can relax your shoulders a little. You can take a slow breath and stay present. This helps you finish the interview with calm confidence.
Many interviews end with a chance for you to say something final. This moment does not need a long speech. A short and polite response is enough. Simple words spoken calmly can leave a strong impression.
Simple endings often feel the most professional. You do not need to add new information. You only need to show appreciation and interest. This helps the interviewer remember you positively.
When I think about ending an interview, I focus on gratitude. I feel thankful for the opportunity to speak. Letting that feeling guide my words makes my voice sound sincere. Sincerity is very important in interviews.
Sincerity is something interviewers can feel easily. When your words are honest, they sound natural. Even beginners can express sincerity with simple language. That honesty builds trust.
Another part of ending an interview is listening carefully to the interviewer's final words. They may explain next steps or simply thank you. Staying attentive until the very end shows respect and professionalism.
Listening carefully at the end is just as important as listening at the beginning. It shows that you are engaged and responsible. Even small nods or eye contact support this feeling.
Body language continues to matter until the interview is fully finished. Standing up calmly, smiling gently, and moving slowly all support a positive ending. These actions help your spoken English feel more confident.
Calm movements send a strong message. They show that you are comfortable and respectful. Beginners sometimes forget this, but body language can support your words very well.
When I think about ending an interview, I focus on gratitude. I feel thankful for the opportunity to speak. Letting that feeling guide my words makes my voice sound sincere. Sincerity is very important in interviews.
Sincerity is something interviewers can feel easily. When your words are honest, they sound natural. Even beginners can express sincerity with simple language. That honesty builds trust.
Another part of ending an interview is listening carefully to the interviewer's final words. They may explain next steps or simply thank you. Staying attentive until the very end shows respect and professionalism.
Listening carefully at the end is just as important as listening at the beginning. It shows that you are engaged and responsible. Even small nods or eye contact support this feeling.
Body language continues to matter until the interview is fully finished. Standing up calmly, smiling gently, and moving slowly all support a positive ending. These actions help your spoken English feel more confident.
Calm movements send a strong message. They show that you are comfortable and respectful. Beginners sometimes forget this, but body language can support your words very well.
After the interview ends, many learners think about mistakes they made. This is very common, but it is important to be kind to yourself. One interview does not define your ability or your future.
Being kind to yourself after an interview is very important. You did something brave by speaking in another language. That effort matters a lot. Confidence grows when you recognize that courage.
Reflecting gently after an interview can be helpful. Instead of focusing on what went wrong, you can notice what went well. Maybe you answered one question clearly. Maybe you stayed calm. These moments matter.
Positive reflection helps your mind remember interviews as manageable experiences. When your memory is kind, your fear becomes smaller next time. This is how confidence grows step by step.
Interviews are not only about getting a job, they are also learning experiences. Each interview teaches you something about yourself and your English. Seeing them this way reduces pressure.
Learning through experience is very powerful. Even if the result is uncertain, the practice stays with you. Your listening, speaking, and confidence improve each time. That growth is valuable.
I want listeners to remember that clear communication is more important than perfect language. If you were understood, your English did its job. That is already success.
Yes, success in interviews is not only about outcomes. It is also about how you handle the situation. Staying calm, polite, and honest shows strong character. That always matters.
Carrying interview confidence into daily life can help too. The calm speaking skills you practice here can be used anywhere. English becomes something you use naturally, not only in interviews.
That transfer of confidence is very encouraging. When you realize you can speak calmly in difficult situations, everyday conversations feel easier. Interviews help strengthen that inner calm.
As we close this series, I want listeners to feel supported and capable. Job interviews may still feel challenging, but they are no longer unknown. Preparation and gentle practice make a real difference.
I hope listeners feel more confident and less afraid now. You are not alone in this journey. Many people are learning step by step, just like you. Progress does not need to be fast.
If you have an interview coming soon, remember to breathe slowly and trust yourself. You know more than you think. Your English is growing every time you practice.
Trust yourself and be kind to yourself. You do not need to be perfect to be professional. You only need to be clear, honest, and calm. That is enough.
I feel very grateful that we could share this time together. Talking about interviews in a gentle way helps remove fear. English becomes a helpful tool instead of a barrier.
I feel grateful too, and I hope listeners feel encouraged and proud. You are preparing for real-life moments with care and patience. That effort truly matters.
Thank you so much for staying with us through this full series on job interviews. We hope this conversation helped you feel calmer and more confident. We look forward to supporting you again very soon.
Thank you for listening and practicing with us. Take a deep breath and feel proud of yourself. We wish you calm confidence in your future interviews. Goodbye for now.